Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video. And in today's video, we are going to be going over all my predictions for all 30 face of the franchise cards in MLB The Show for Team Affinity number 1. As you guys know, MLB The Show is right around the corner. So excited, and just can't wait to get into it. But they have released some leaks for face of the franchise cards. And I'm just super excited, and I'm kind of nothing else for me really to do. So I decided to make predictions for every single team's face of the franchise card. So every team will have one card. And kind of the main criteria I had is this player had to play with that team last season. So Matt Chapman wouldn't really be the Blue Jays' choice because he didn't really play for the Blue Jays. And when I'm looking back on past years, like the 42 series last year, in the face of the franchise from 2 years ago, they kind of only chose players that were with the team at least for part of the season prior. So that's one criteria. Another criteria is they have to be someone who's not going to have a high card. So there is one exception who I will go over, but maybe it won't be an exception because of last season. But if they're going to have like a 96 like Trout or Ohtani, they're not going to have a 90 overall to go along with it. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. So, yeah, I will go over that when I go over options for each team. But let's get started with this first. So, this is kind of unfortunate. So, I did make all these predictions Friday night. This graphic came out Saturday morning. So, it came out before I started to record, but I actually made all the predictions the night before. So I will go through. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say because I did get some of these wrong. So I will tell you which ones I got wrong. And you can see Cedric Mullins for the Orioles, Wander Franco for the Rays, and Chapman for the Yankees, all confirmed. There is another one. I will get to that when we get to that team, if you have not seen. So I will get to that. But this is the first one. We'll go with the Orioles, who I did predict Cedric Mullins. That is 1 for 1. Yes, so I pick Cedric Mullins. Obviously, he's probably going to have like an 84-85 live series. He's with the Orioles the whole last season. He was great. He was easily the best player on the Orioles. Kind of a no-brainer there for Cedric Mullins. Good first pick out of the way. Next, Red Sox, Rafael Devers. This has not been confirmed yet, so could still be correct, could still be incorrect, depending on what happens. And I'm just going to say, I do think it will be Devers because, again, probably 84-85. He had a great year last year for the Red Sox. He's incredible. And I think it could be Kike. It could be Bogarts. But I don't think I think they will go with Devers just because of how, loved he is, how good a card his hitting could be, as you've seen by his 99 at the end of the year. He could be a great card. Just a fun guy. I do think it will be Devers. He had a fantastic year last year. Next, Yankees. I did say Joey Gallo. Obviously, this is wrong. My thinking here was everyone loves using Joey Gallo. He has incredible power. He's a great defender. Good card for the beginning of the year, especially since he will be like an 80 overall. But they do go with Chapman, who will also be like an 80 overall. But he'll be the best reliever in the game day one, unless one of the higher collection rewards is a reliever. But off of live series cards and team affinity cards, he will most likely be the best one. So again, that's an incredible card as you see in the graphic. That is Chapman. So that is what I got wrong. But yeah, that's just my thought process. Again, second one I got wrong. So we're 1 for 3 right now. I did say it would be Randy Rosarena. I was incorrect. I thought they would go with someone who just had a lot of hype around him. For doing great in the playoffs, but they went with the other guy in the Rays who has a ton of hype around him, Wander Franco, however you say. I still don't know how to say his name. But again, another great switching bat for shortstop, for an infield. Again, he's going to be a great card. I think Randy would have been great. Wander, probably even a little better, to be honest, for the beginning of the year. Good job to MLB. I just didn't think they would go with such a hype name out of the gate. Next, Blue Jays. This has not been revealed. I am saying it will be Teoscar Hernandez for these reasons. It can't be Vlad. He's going to be like a 92. It can't be Chapman. He just got to the team. Simeon's gone, obviously. It could be Springer, but he was out for a lot of the year last year, and Teoscar was an all-star, so I do think they will go with Teoscar. He's going to be around like either an 85 or a low diamond. Oh, and I don't think it'll be Bo, because Bo got the 42 series card last year, so I think they're not going to do that 2 years in a row. I think they go with Teoscar. He's, again, a great player, fun guy. I do think they will go with Teoscar. Next team, the Chicago White Sox, we are going to say will be Eloy Jimenez. Now, Eloy, again, probably be high silver, low gold. Again, he's a young player, a lot of hype around him. He didn't get a ton of crazy cards last year. He only got a 91. And that's, oh, no, he did get like a 98 at the end of the year, but that's when everyone stopped playing. Or maybe it was a high card at the end of the year. But, again, he's a fun card. He's going to bring a lot of power. He's a big name. A lot of people know him. Just a fun card. I just think he'll be the guy. Next to the Guardians, Emmanuel Clase. Now, I was going between him and Franmil. And, again, I do think it'd go anyway. I kind of lean more to Franmil now that I'm saying this right now, just because Clase got the finest at the end of last year. But, again, they need relievers. Because the only one I could really see... Well, they said it would be Chapman, but that's kind of like one of the main ones. Unless they go like... I don't know, because a lot of the other good relievers will already have high diamonds. Clase will probably be like a gold or a silver. And again, he's disgusting with a outlier in his cutter. I'll be interested to see what they do with that. They probably will put it on, but I don't know if day one they want to keep it down a little. I don't know. But Clase will be a disgusting card. Again, he performed incredibly for the Guardians last year, so yeah, he'll be good. Next, Tigers, Casey Mize. The Tigers are a tough team because a lot of their higher end talent that you notice is like Javi Baez, or Erod, who they just picked up, so obviously they're not really in contention. So again, this could be a bunch of different people. You could say Jonathan Scope, maybe Jaimer Candelario, but I do think it will be Casey Mize, who had a really, really good under the radar season last year. And again, he's only going to be like a silver or gold. He's a fun guy. But again, the name's kind of smaller, so he may not get a card. I know the show doesn't care too much about names, but I do think they kind of go off it a little. I don't know. We'll see. I think Casey Mize would be cool. Another pitcher to add. Next, Kansas City Royals, Adalberto Mondesi. Again, a fun guy. Again, if you see this guy in BR, you're taking him just because of the 99 speed. I think he would be such a fun card. And now some of you guys may be saying, like, what about Salvi? Like, he's easily the best player on the Royals. He's so much better than everyone. Salvi got all three current Team Infinity cards last year. He got the 42 series, the All-Star series, and the 5 series. And deservedly so. He had to get the All-Star series because he was the only All-Star on the team. And he had to get the finest because no one really was even close. He led the league in homers. Like, he needed to get a finest card. So he kind of left them no decision. But I do think they are kind of seeing that in the future, that Salvi will probably be the best player on this team by a good margin. So they need to get someone else. Mondesi's a fun player. Everyone who plays the game loves Mondesi. So, yeah, he's definitely the guy, in my opinion. Next, Twins, Jorge Polanco, switch hitting bat. Another switch hitting shortstop, also second baseman. I don't know what his main position would be. It was second base at the end of 21, so they may go back to second base. Actually, he will be second base because Correa is going to be the shortstop. Yeah, second baseman, switch hitting bat, a fun player. He's probably the best, besides Correa, obviously. But coming off of from last year's team, definitely performed the best last year on the Twins. Fun player. He will be a good card. His finest is good. Next, Astros, Kyle Tucker. I do think he could be like an 85, but I do think a lot of people are intrigued with Kyle Tucker. Fun young player. I do think maybe we see Altuve. I don't know. I don't think we see Jordan because he ended off the year last year. Or he was the 42 series last year. We could see Jordan. Jordan's a good card. Jordan would be disgusting. But yeah. I do think it'll be Kyle Tucker. Next, Raisel Iglesias, another reliever option. Again, we're not going to see Trout. We're not going to see Ohtani. And then if you want to leave it up to maybe like Joe Adell or maybe Brandon Marsh, who had decent seasons last year, maybe. I don't think it'll be Fletcher. He got the card last year. So it's just interesting. Again, maybe you see Jared Walsh. Maybe. I don't know. But I do think they want to, again, throw relievers in here because they're not going to have a ton. Rysel will be a good option. He had a very, very good season last year, returning back to the Angels. Angels fans love him. I think a lot of people like him too. He's a likable guy. Rysel Iglesias. Next, the A's. Again, I think they kind of did this for me. Like, they kind of made this easy for me. Sean Manaea. Now, it's really between Sean Manaea and Frankie Montas. And that's it. Again, they lost all their, like, really, really skilled players. Like, they lost Marqueta, Starling Marte, Matt Olson, Matt Chapman. So, again, you're kind of left with, maybe you see Sean Murphy if they want to introduce another catcher. But I'm thinking more Sean Manaea. Again, Frankie Montas, he did get the finest last year. Sean Manaea didn't get a ton of cards. He's a great player. Yeah, Sean Manaea, definitely. Next, Mariners. This is where it gets a little weird. You may want Ty France, Mitch Haniger. But I think a lot of Mariners fans love J.P. Crawford. And I think there's going to be a lot of first basemen, a lot of outfielders. Not a ton of shortstops besides like Wander Franco, and that's kind of it. I do think J.P. Crawford will be a fun card. He didn't get another card besides his live series last year. So that's maybe something to think of. I don't know. Maybe that doesn't matter. But yeah, I think J.P. Crawford could be a very, very fun card if he gets one. Next, Nate Lau. Again, there's not a ton of options. Again, you see Corey Seager, Marcus Semien. They weren't on the team last year. They will also have very high diamonds, whether they be like 89s, which is very close to 90s, so there's no point in getting a 90 at that point. I think Nate Lowe is a good player, so he is eligible to get it. He was probably the best player on the Rangers last season who's still there, or who has that's it. I think it'll be Nate Lowe. Now, moving on to the NL, we have to stop at this. It was confirmed that the Braves will get Ronald Acuna. Again, this does a little puzzle me because I think Ronald Acuna was like a 92, 94 live series last year. So I don't really know why he's getting a 90. But maybe because he was injured, they're going to lower him to like an 86 or something. I don't know. But he is getting a 90. It's confirmed, so I just put that there. I didn't guess this correctly. I just put it there because I wanted to make a brave slide. Again, still 1 for 3. Don't add this to the 2 for 4. I didn't guess this right. Obviously, I saw Ronald Acuna, so that's what made me want to do all the other ones, because otherwise, how would I have known that they were going to face the franchise? So just to clear that up, that's what it is. Next to the Miami Marlins, I honestly think this is a no-brainer. Like, I am very... This is one of the guesses. Some of the guesses I'm very iffy on, and I've said that I'm very iffy. I've given other options. I think this, like, is a very, very good pick. I think this is almost 100% guaranteed to be correct. Jazz Chisholm. Everybody loves Jazz Chisholm. No one dislikes him. Everyone loves him. I think especially he's very in with some of the creators like Shelfie. He's in with them. He's made videos with them. Everyone loves him. He's a fun player. He does all these Euro steps. He's just a cool guy. So I definitely think the Marlins guy will be him. I think everyone will appreciate a Jazz Chisholm card at the beginning of the year. Next, Pete Alonso. Now, this could go a lot of different ways. Again, definitely not DeGrom because he's going to have like a 96 or 95. Like, he was so good last year. Even though he played like 3 months, he was still incredible. Again, obviously not Max Scherzer, all the new guys they added, which kind of cancels out a lot of spots. You could see Lindor, but again, we already have a switching shortstop for Wander Franco, so I don't think they're going to put another switch-hitting shortstop. They don't have a lot of power first baseman, or a lot of first basemen in general, actually. So I think Pete will be a very good option. Everyone loves Pete, Polar Pete, who's won the Home Run Derby 2 times. I think in a row, actually. Yeah, in a row. He won in 2019, correct? Yeah. I don't know. My brain can't go that far back. But yeah, Polar Pete, definitely a good option for the Mets. Now, Aaron Nola. He had a tough year last year, but I do think he will bounce back. Again, you could see Bryce Harper, depending on what overall he is. I think he'll be around an 89, so probably not. But again, I do think Zach Wheeler could be an option, but depending on what his live series overall will be, that could change it. Also, Aaron Nola didn't get a ton of cards last year. Zach Wheeler got the finest at the end of the year. Maybe changes that. Again, could be JT Realmuto. That's another option, but I do think he'll be a diamond also, so we'll see. I think it's Aaron Nola, but again, this is one where it could be a bunch of different people. Nationals, this is one where it could be a bunch of people, and I actually had Josh Bell written down, but I switched to Steven Strasburg once I kind of thought about it. He hasn't played in a long time, but he is a Nationals legend. Again, he is a World Series MVP for the Nationals for their only World Series title. So he's a legend. He's still there. Again, obviously not going to be Juan Soto because he is going to be a very high overall. I think he'll be like a 92, 90, something around there. But he's not going to get a 90 overall from a program when they could give it to maybe someone like Steven Strasburg, maybe someone like Josh Bell. Obviously not going to be Nelson Cruz, although he would be fun because he just went to the Nationals. So I do think it could be Steven Strasburg or Josh Bell. I wrote down Josh Bell, but when I made this, I put it to Steven Strasburg, changed my guess. Let's see if I'm right or wrong. We'll see. Now, Chicago Cubs is going to be Ian Happ. Again, another player that a lot of people have seen, a lot of people know in the MLB community. He's very public. He's friends with a lot of people who make content. So I think a lot of people like him because of that. A switch hitter, outfielder, likable guy, Ian Happ. Again, this could be someone like Frank Schwindel, among a lot of the younger players like Patrick Wisdom, but I do think they will go with Ian Happ. Next, Reds, Luis Castillo. This could be one of three players. It will either be Luis Castillo, Jonathan India, or Joey Votto. Now, I do think it will be Luis Castillo just because of pitching, but again, like I said, there's not a ton of first baseman or second baseman, so it could be Jonathan India or Joey Votto. I wouldn't be surprised either way, but I am going to say Luis Castillo. Next, Freddie Peralta. Now, this could be, now that I'm thinking about it, I kind of want to change it to Devin Williams, because I kind of forgot about Devin Williams, to be honest, but he was incredible last season. It could be Freddie Peralta, but the more I think about it, the more I think it's going to be actually Devin Williams. So, you have to make sure you get to the end of this video, because if you're just looking through the pictures, you're not going to listen to these. I am changing this to Devin Williams, because I think they want to get more relievers in for his decent number. And he was incredible last year. Probably going to be like a gold in his live series card. So, yeah, I definitely think they're going to go with Devin Williams. Next, O'Neal Cruz. Now, this is a fun one. It could be Brian Reynolds, and I honestly would not be surprised if it is Brian Reynolds. But I think they'll go with the 6'7" giant his hitting is incredible. His defense is terrible, but his hitting is absolutely incredible, and I think he'll be such a fun card to use. A giant hitting bombs. I mean, if you've seen that clip from spring training of him hitting a pitch, he's 6'7", and he hit a pitch that was almost on the ground over the fence. Like, he's just a athletic specimen. He'd be such a fun card to use. We'll go with O'Neal Cruz. Next, the other O'Neal, but this time it's Tyler O'Neill. He's an actual beast. Again, another athletic specimen. He's a giant. He's jacked. He hits bombs. He's an incredible fielder. He's a fun guy. He had an incredible end of the season last year. He was one of the main reasons why the Cardinals made the wild card game. Again, another fun guy, likable guy. Again, they do have a lot of options, but I think a lot of them will be diamonds. I think Tyler O'Neill will be gold. So I think he could fit that the 90 overall option better than a lot of those guys who will have diamonds. Tyler O'Neill. Another option could be Harrison Bader. Wouldn't be surprised with that. Don't think you see a pitcher here. I definitely think you see a position player. Those are some of the options. Next, Ketel Marte. This is straightforward. I'm going to kind of skip through this pretty quickly. There's no one else on the Diamondbacks even close to Ketel Marte. They stink right now. Ketel Marte is easily their best player. He's a great player. Switch hitter. Can play pretty much anywhere. He will be a fun card to use. Next, German Marquez. Again, not another ton of options. Maybe they go CJ Crone. Maybe. That's the only other option, really, because they're not going to do Chris Bryant because he just got there. And that's kind of it. That's really it. They don't have Trevor Story anymore. They lost. I was going to say maybe like Rabiel Tapia. Or Rabiel Tapia. I don't know how you say his name. Rabiel. But he just got traded for Randall Grichuk. So, yeah, I mean, maybe they go Charlie Blackmon, but he wasn't that great last year. So, yeah, this is just going to be German Marquez. Next, Will Smith. And this is one of 3 big Will Smiths. You got obviously Will Smith on the Braves, Will Smith on the Dodgers, and then obviously the other Will Smith, who's very famous. But Will Smith, I definitely think the Dodgers have a ton of options here. I was maybe thinking of Justin Turner. He was the other main option because all the other guys are going to be like high 90s. Oh, my God. I can't even think of the live series collection. How miserable that's going to be. That's going to be terrible. But I do think Will Smith will be a gold. I think he will be they need catchers, too. Like, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking Turner, but then I was like, wait. They need catchers because all these ones, there's been no catchers. So Will Smith, he may be the only catcher. That's what I'm thinking. The Phillies might be JT Realmuto. Thinking back on last year, I know they had Salvi. I can't think of any other catchers. So they may only do one catcher, but they definitely need to have at least one catcher. So that's why I'm thinking they have to go Will Smith here. Then Padres, Joe Musgrove. Again, he'll probably be a gold. He was on the Padres last year. He was an absolute beast for the Padres last year. And again, he didn't get a ton of cards last year. He just got that card in the beginning of the year when he threw his no-hitter. He got a moment card. So I think he definitely deserves a 90. Again, they're not going to give it to like Tatis or Machado. So I definitely think Joe Musgrove will be a good option. Then this is the last team, the Giants. Brandon Crawford probably be like an 85. I think he definitely deserves a 90 overall. I do think this could also be Logan Webb, who was incredible last year, especially the playoffs. But I just think Brandon Crawford's big name, shortstop, kind of play third base too. So I definitely think Brandon Crawford will be a good player. So I'm sorry, my head's kind of hurting from talking for 22 straight minutes. But I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave down below where you think I messed up. Obviously, do it in a respectful way. But leave down what you think I should switch, what's wrong, and just kind of leave your suggestions. Maybe where I'm right. Make me feel good. I don't know. Again, when this video comes out, the Red Sox and Blue Jays will probably already have been announced. So you probably know who those guys have been. Again, tons of MLB The Show content coming with MLB 22. Thank you guys for watching this whole video. I really appreciate you. So please like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you guys next video.